Hey, sir, how can I help you today?
Can I get one for the moviegoers at 7?
All right, here's your ticket. Enjoy your show.
You too. Ah, damn it.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Moviegoers. My name is Greyson Smith, and I'm with my friend Parker Indrabo.
That's me.
You can say
Hi.
that's
I'm
you.
Parker.
Parker, what?
You just said it.
But why did you say your first name then? If you didn't want to repeat both.
I don't know.
Okay, that doesn't make sense. Anyways, so what we want to do here is we want to have a podcast that's kind of a one-stop shop for everything. You know, we're gonna talk about movie news, the big movie news. We're gonna talk about
Old movie news.
Old movie news. We're gonna watch movies that we liked when we were kids and look back on those and reflect and talk about those kind of movies. And we're gonna talk about movie trailers and stuff like that, and all top 5 lists too. And that's what we're gonna do today is a top 5 list of our top 5 favorite movies, and that's pretty much all we're gonna focus on today because I think it's a good way to get people to get to know us and see what we like. You know?
Yeah.
I think so. But anyways, the first thing we're going to do, though, today is a little segment that we're starting today, obviously, because we've never done this before. We're starting this today. It's going to be every week I want us to challenge ourselves to watch a movie or TV show, start a TV show that we've never seen before and that we've always needed to see or wanted to see. Like, for example, I've never seen Gone with the Wind, and one day I'll need to watch that movie, but it's 3 hours long. It's set in the South. I don't know if I can really stomach that.
All right, so are we going to challenge each other, or are we going to challenge ourselves? Do you want me
Just challenge ourselves, we can do that too. That's fun, also.
Right, could be.
How about like every other week? We'll do like one
right.
like 1 week we'll pick it ourselves, and next week you pick it for me, and I'll pick it vice versa.
All right.
That sounds good. Yeah. So we're gonna do that for a second. Oh, I also just want to say that we're not professional critics in any way, shape, or form, and I know that we're going up against some big film podcast titans that are like really, really smart, intelligent, and well versed in their movie stuff. But I mean, we're fans and coming from that perspective, and we just love to watch movies and shit. So that's what we're gonna do. And also, it's explicit, so just deal with that, I guess. All right, nothing to say about that?
No.
Okay. Are you a film fan, Parker?
I am.
Where does your film fanhood start? When did it start? Let's start with that.
My fanhood? That goes back to the Disney movies on VHS.
Well, yeah, I guess start there then.
What do you mean start there? That's what...
Just flesh it out a bit. Peel the onion.
I've enjoyed movies my whole life, just from watching little simple cartoons, in the mornings to... As I was getting older, I like to hold cameras. I like to film things, so I'd make my own little videos. So I like to
pornos.
Yeah, delve deeper into the
delve deeper in the porno world. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, I mean I think I like movies all around because there's not a part of it I don't like. I don't like not making it or watching it or watching other people's stuff or seeing things I've done. I just like all the fun that comes out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. What though is the movie? Everyone's got that one movie though that normally when they're kids, it just makes them really, really fond of movies. I guess is the way to say it. That one movie that crosses you over from, movies are just like a fun, like you said, simple cartoon thing into like a movie that really changes your perspective on things or really makes it so like that's a movie that you're gonna remember forever. For me, that's basically Star Wars. I think for me, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan now. Necessarily, but
right.
I do. When I watched Star Wars when I was a kid, I was watching Disney cartoons. They were all good, but then I watched that. That was the first big movie I saw, and it kind of changed my perspective on things.
That was like,
I suppose
it was like a film sort of thing for you, where it was like a
yeah.
An
Finally,
experience where you went into it and it wasn't just like this is
exactly because I'd never seen Star Wars. I never really heard of Star Wars, and my dad took me to see one of the re-releases in theaters, and it fucking blew my mind. And Yeah, I think it's accurate. It's like that's when I labeled it film for the first time.
Right. I think my first one
I finally understood that.
would probably be E.T. then.
Yeah, Lucas and Spielberg did a lot for people like
I don't even think I own E.T., which is really sad, but
yeah,
that was definitely like the first thing that was like a film for me, where it was like more of an experience than just like sitting down and watching a cartoon and be like, this is great. This is
yeah,
this is fun.
I guess it isn't that surprising since I think it seems like Lucas and Spielberg really kind of mesh those two things together of like entertainment and solid filmmaking. So it's like you don't really notice you're watching something that's like a crafted piece of art, I guess, if you can call E.T. and Star Wars art, which I guess you could.
Yeah. Why not? I would.
I don't know. Yeah, I would too. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's one of those things where I think those two kind of make these like perfect introduction movies to that. So that pretty much wraps up. It's a fun little initial discussion, I think, to kind of get everybody familiar with us. I mean, they'll learn a lot about us, which I'm sure they don't want to do. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But whatever, we'll see. Anyways, let's move on to that segment I was talking about, where we talk about things that we've never seen before that we watched recently. You want to start?
I just did a list of completely new ones, so it's not even really things that have been out for a while for me. At least not this episode, So I obviously haven't seen them before because they're newer. I think the favorite one that I've seen out of all those was Birdman. So Birdman just came out, and I like that a lot because I'm going to school for theater, and that movie takes place a lot, in his little theater there. I think they're in New York. I don't know why I can't remember that for some reason. I think it's supposed to be like a off-Broadway kind of thing, but and it's just his life, He wants to he was an actor and he got famous for a role and kind of fizzled away, and that's just the movie was like his way of trying to come pertinent again.
For some reason, I thought it had something to do with superheroes.
The character he played was Birdman.
So
he got famous for this superhero character, and then he got older, and that's just he adapted some screenplay or something. So he rewrote something for the stage, and he's starring in and directing this play, and so it's all these things just to get himself back out there and be popular again, technically.
Right.
It's kind of like he's just like trying to save his own butt just to be famous again.
His butt. Would you say ass? He'll be a loser.
Sorry, that's just how it came out.
So what is Ed Norton's role in that? What is he like? What's his character doing?
He's just another actor in the play. I guess that's what it is.
Okay. So I've heard a lot about this movie. What's so good about it? What's the what's the best thing about it?
It really just gets into like how it messes with his head. Like all the things he has to deal with in his life, it's nothing that should like affect anyone. Obviously, everyone handles things their own way, but it's all the problems he's facing with just not feeling like he's important anymore.
Right. Okay. That sounds pretty interesting. I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was about like superhero, like an aging superhero who,
right?
Ed Norton's trying to steal. I don't know.
No,
what I thought it was.
the day I went to go see it, I was like, I guess I'll go see Birdman, and then I was like, I can't even think what this is supposed to be about. So I went online and played the trailer, and I realized I had never even seen the trailer. And I don't even really know why I wanted to go see the movie. And so when I saw the trailer, I was like really confused because I was like, was I just thinking I knew what this movie was based off the poster for it?
I think I did the same thing because the poster is kind of superhero-ish. And
yeah, because it's him in the Birdman costume.
Yeah, exactly. And also I don't really watch trailers anymore, I feel like. I see the crap that they put on TV, I guess, like the Let's Be Cops kind of bullshit.
Right.
I didn't see any trailers for that, and I just heard word of mouth that it was really good, but I never got a chance to see it. But yeah, I thought it's probably as a poster because the poster is definitely really superhero
that's definitely misleading because you're like, oh, Birdman.
Maybe they want you to think it's like a nice big budget superhero movie, and they trick you in like the old bait and switch kind of deal.
I don't know, and it's there's parts in that movie, and it's in the trailer, so this isn't giving anything away. There's parts in the movie where it's just really strange because it's him in real life. And he's breaking down so much, I can't tell if he's actually supposed to have superpowers or if it's just breaking down his mind. Because there's, a part where he just, like, there's something on the counter, like a lighter or a cigarette box, something, and he, like, spins it with his mind. And so it's like, is he really supposed to be going that crazy? That is one thing that definitely confused me in it.
Is it confuse you as much as the Santa Claus 3 confused me?
The Santa Claus 3 was so confusing, I blocked it out of my memory.
Remember when I turned to you, I was like, what's going on?
Is that the snow globe one where, like, if you capture his
yeah,
snow
Martin
globe
Short's
and
some fucking he's
Jack Frost
he's
or
some
whatever?
fucking he's like some douchebag that's frozen and he's trying to be Santa or kill Santa. I'm not sure what he's trying to do.
He steals, like, his snow globe and he I don't even know.
For some reason, the snow globe was really important. And I see you're confused now too. It took you like 6 years to get to this point. We were confused also.
Well, I don't remember the whole story though.
Did we say that movie we were 15? God, we were lame 15-year-olds. We were like, what should we do on a Friday
Santa
night?
Claus 3.
Yeah, I was going to say Santa Claus 3 on a Saturday night. Why not?
I would.
We also used to go and dress up at the movie theater too. We'd go and we'd have that one day we had tie-dye shirts and I spray painted my hair purple, or was it pink? Mine was pink. I think yours was purple. And what else? We went like we saw Superman Returns and we dressed like.
I'm so glad I
Superman.
don't wear any tie-dye shirts.
Yeah, well, I mean, no one in the right mind does anymore. When was the last time
I've never really liked
tie-dye
tie-dye shirts though. The thing is, like, and then we made them in science class, and why is that a science project? I don't know.
Well, it's chemistry, I guess, but yours look good. Everyone else's look good, and mine.
You put so many colors on yours. You just had like a brown one.
No, like I did this, and you basically you put all these colors on it. You've tied kind of like scrunched it up in a way, and made a circle, and like you rubber band tape it, like put rubber band around it and whatever. And I unraveled my masterpiece, and everyone else had like these full circles, like every single part of it. Yeah. Every single part of it was was covered in color, and mine had these huge patches, mostly white. And I don't know what I did wrong to fuck it up. It was just like it was the weirdest thing. Just like I have giant spirals of white in that. So the color is these little tiny fragments like this, these little circles, like little tiny circles, and the white are these huge splotches. And I still wore it out in public proudly, like it was a fucking great shirt. And it really was a weak performance that I gave, like most of my chemistry experiments.
What Superman movie did we see that one? Was it just like Superman Returns?
Superman Returns.
And you went dressed as Superman, and I went dressed as Batman.
But do you remember what I wore for my Superman pants?
My sister's pants from.
Yeah, we borrowed your sister. Your sister is what?
When
she's
she
like
was in high school.
Yeah, she's like 5'2", maybe like 110 or something
if
like
that.
that.
Much.
Yeah,
they were her pants from high school, so they were really faded, super tight jeans. With like Spankies over them for the red.
Yeah, I don't know why I decided that I could just wear my own blue jeans. They had to be tight, and like I think you might have suggested it, but I agree with you. They should be tight.
I'm sure I convinced you that Superman would want them to be tight.
Yeah, coming from the guy who's confused by Santa Claus 3, I probably was like, yeah, that makes total sense.
So believable.
As tight as possible. Yeah. Why would he lie
this
about
new
that?
Superman's the first one that finally doesn't have the underwear scheme.
I didn't see. I have not seen it.
Just a picture for it.
I'm I don't want to see it. I'm so bad at watching shit nowadays. I'm so behind on movies now. That's kind of why I want to do this, because like I'm so behind on watching so many things that I kind of want to get back into it by doing this. Because if like I heard about Birdman, now I want to see Birdman now, so I'll definitely go see it whenever it comes out on DVD. But I just wasn't really that interested in it before, because I just have no interest in seeing movies lately. So, but it's good though. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so did you like Man of Steel? Because I heard people bitching about it.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay, you saw the picture.
I'm talking about the new Batman.
Oh, the Justice League one. Yeah, okay.
Wonder Woman.
I gotcha. That's Affleck.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. She's something.
Was she in anything? Who is that even?
I think she's new. That's what I.
Because I don't think I recognized her when I saw the picture.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's a new.
That's what I'm saying. In the newest.
Okay.
And I didn't even know. I didn't even know what the movie is going to be. Is it just like a Justice League one, or?
It's Batman versus Superman is what it's called. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah. So in that one, that's the first one where it's just a solid blue suit. They don't have the red underwear.
That's weird though. I mean, the red underwear. I mean, here's the thing. It's when you break tradition, you're an asshole. When you don't break it, you're a chump.
It doesn't look bad though. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I mean they've only made 2 good Superman movies ever, and that was Superman 1 and Superman 2. They've never made an actual decent Superman movie besides those 2, and those even now like those are more like nostalgia. They're kind of fun movies to watch. They're not actually
right. That's why I haven't
good movies.
So that this is really hard because I don't remember what they're all called. Man of Steel. Man of Steel is the newest one that's out.
You're a man of the people. It's endearing. They forget things too.
Man of Steel is the newest one that's out. Right. That came out like years ago though. Yeah, I never had any interest to see that one.
It looks so bleak and gray and just not fun. I mean, it's again, Superman's hard because with Batman, it's like let's be gritty and let's be really dark, and people love that shit, and it's still fun.
Right.
But Superman, if you make it too vibrant, it's not. It's just too much. It's too campy and whatever, and not fun. But if you make it too dark, it's like, well, it looks boring. I don't want to see a dark and gray Superman movie. Superman's red, white, and blue. He's America. He's apple pie.
Right.
You know? But I don't know. Yeah, I had no interest in seeing it. I mean, nowadays, what I do with movies is I see something, I'm like, maybe I'll see it, and then I wait to hear what people say. If people are bitching about it, I don't really bother.
I have never been one to listen to other people's opinions, and it's probably not the best thing to say on a thing where I'm giving the world my opinion on movies and stuff like that. But
yeah.
I don't know. I've never been one to read like the critic reviews.
I don't really read critics. I mean, I do. I kind of. It depends. If I see that the critic reviews are like terrible and people are agreeing with it, I won't see it. If I see that the critic reviews are really bad and I had no interest in seeing it anyways, I'm not going to see it. But this is a movie I was looking to see, and both critic reviews and audience reviews are kind of mixed. Like,
you're saying you wouldn't see it?
Just okay. Yeah, I probably won't
Why?
see it because I gotta go to the theater. I pay for it. I got it's a lot of work.
To be fair, Greyson was just complaining that he had to go upstairs. So
yeah, I don't like moving.
He's just really fat. So fat.
I'm super
so fat.
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost 800 pounds. Yeah, he's watching me with my jowls move. I do feel fat though. I feel like I've gotten fatter over the years. I mean, I have gotten fatter, but I feel like it's. I don't know. I used to have this problem. Like I used to be able to fit in those really tight jeans that your sister had, but now I can't even fit in my own damn jeans that I bought like 2 months ago. So I don't know what to do about that. Used to be I was skinny enough to fit into a 5'2", 18-year-old girl's 110-pound pants. I'm not gonna. That's the only time before I was married that I got in any girl's pants.
I've had the same pair of pants since the beginning of high school.
Fucking Jared from Subway.
Not one pair,
fucking
but I
never
mean,
have a
like,
weight
I haven't bought new pants. Bought.
What an idiot.
I never claimed to speak English. That's not true. I've claimed that before.
You have claimed that more than once. Yeah, I mean that's good for you that you're so thin. Anyways, see this is you were worried that we were gonna have enough content to talk about, but
we're not even talking about movies anymore.
But that's fun though. It's like for me, it's fun to listen to podcasts when they talk about shit that doesn't even have anything to do with what we're talking about. And it breaks down. That's fun. Then you get back on topic. It breaks down again. Where will it go next?
Who knows?
It's zany. It's like a fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie, or it's like the dick at the end of the Crying Game. You didn't see it coming, and then it's right in your face.
Glad I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, well, you waited a little longer. You might have. I don't know. Regardless, okay. So you saw Birdman. That's cool. All right, I'll watch that soon. And that wasn't yours. Yours wasn't really a challenge though. Yours was like you were going to see it anyways. You need to next week bring your A game and be like, I'm going to something I need to see and I've been putting off for years.
That wasn't my challenge. I thought we were supposed to pick something this week and then before next week we watch it.
I know, but now I'm calling you out on the air like that's not what I said before.
It's not what you said before.
Well, they don't know that. So deal with
for
it.
those of you just tuning in.
No, they don't. They won't believe you. All right. So my thing I started watching recently. What? Do you like my hand movements?
Dick.
Shut up. You deserved it.
I did nothing.
You fucked me over.
What? What are you talking about? What is happening?
What? Where am I? Santa Claus 3 is on again.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I can't wait till next week when we start our movie podcast.
Recently, I started finally watching the XFiles, which I've been told for forever I need to watch, and it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, you know what's weird is that I watch things from the 90s now, and I never once thought, because you see things from the 80s when we were kids, and like, oh, that's such an 80s, like the hair and the fucking bangles and all that kind of stuff. And I never once thought that we're going to think those kind of things about the 90s, because I thought, well, we just look so normal and plain. And I look back and I'm like, wow,
totally things from the 90s.
Oh, absolutely. Now it's like looking back on the 80s now for me. Like, I think it's just a weird thing, you know. You can definitely see where the weird, like, generational fashion things and the hairstyle, like, it's really strange. And also, I mean, it's shot almost 20 years ago, so it looks not that great, but it's actually a really cool show. The special effects are a little hokey, but they do a good job of limiting the special effects involvement so that it's more like an off camera, like, it's not like they put the alien right in your face, and it's like, and they don't have like a paper mache UFO. It's like you see a shining light and you hear noises and that kind of stuff.
Have you seen any of the actual movies then? You've seen nothing?
No, never. Because I figured, even when I was younger, I saw those movies and I was like, I need to actually see the show, because I'm more of a purist about that kind of shit. It's like, if I need to see the show and know what's going on. I don't want to miss any references or anything like that. So I never bothered watching the movies. And I know that the first movie came out, 99? Something like that. And the second one came out, like, 08 or something like that. I don't know. That was a recent one. I never saw the movies. I've only seen the first 4 or 5 episodes so far. I've heard that I need to skip ahead, because the first season is, like, people have said that the first season, the first few episodes are really good, and then it kind of tapers off, and then the second 2 through 5 are really good seasons. So I've
seen a few episodes. I mean, fully, my whole life I've probably seen like 20 episodes, and I don't remember them that well. And I'm waiting for you to bring this up, but it was because I was so young when the show actually came out that my dad and sister, they would watch the show, and come on. That was part of their routine. And the theme song, because I had probably seen an episode of the show, the theme song just scared the shit out of me. Like,
yeah, that reminds me of when I was a kid. My mom and dad used to watch ER. Oh my god, that fucking theme song is scary. It's like, it's so intense, and it has like
my parents watched
weird...
ER too, and that I never got that feeling from that. But that's the thing now. Nowadays the theme song might not scare me, but it's got a weird little like chill. It'll just like send a chill down my spine right here now, and it's not even like it has anything to do with the show. It's not even like it has anything like if I think back on it, super scary episode or something like that. It's just the way it made me feel when it'd come on, and I just like have to run upstairs and get as far away from the noise as I could.
Same thing for me with ER. Like I've tried to watch ER. Actually, it's kind of scary because it's a lot of like fucked up shit happens.
Oh yeah,
in
it
like,
is.
They'll be having a normal conversation. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, we got a guy who was shot 5 times on the gurney. And they're running him in. And it's like a normal like a teen drama conversation where it's like, oh, why don't you like me and all that. And all of a sudden, some like little like black youth from I guess Chicago is where the show is. They rushes in on a gurney and there's like blood all over him. And it freaks me out. But it's
Are you
interesting
serious?
That,
That's so rude. We were having a conversation. You just come in here with your gunshot wounds and you think...
Oh, yeah, I know. But yeah, I was... It's interesting you say the thing about the theme song because I get the same feeling with the theme song and with the show overall. Not the same, but a similar feeling to when I watch Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, no, that one's still...
Well, Unsolved Mysteries, for those of you who don't know,
you can't
even find that show anymore. It's fucking impossible. Unsolved Mysteries is one of the most terrifying shows.
So creepy.
But what's crazy about it is that the acting is so hokey in the Unsolved Mysteries. The reenactments look stupid. It's an old show, but you just thinking about the stuff happening.
It gets your mind going. It gets your mind going. And
oh man, I remember you and I bought that the Bizarre Murders set, and it's like 4 discs long and it has like a bunch of different episodes, like little segments, like 8-minute segments. And we're sitting there watching it. We have all the lights off because we're going to be brave. We were like 17 or 18. It's like we were 10. We were fucking old.
Yeah, I mean, we were like 14, like 12.
We were fucking old.
No,
and
no, that's...
At a certain point, I look at you, and it was like, should we turn the lights on? You're like, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
You can turn the lights on if you want.
Yeah, and I used to watch that show. I'd be in the middle of the day at my friend's house, and I was like 11. We'd be in the middle of the day on the Air Force, one of those highly secured areas in the country, and we'd be watching it midday, and I would freak the fuck out. It was a scary show. I think I attribute that show to my fear of death. Honestly, I think that's where it comes from because it's.
You say with your fear of death? Oh.
Yeah, because like I realized that it's not in your control. And anything can happen at any moment. Because the shit happens to these people. Like all of a sudden, some guy walks into your house and tries to abduct you, and oh my god! And that's the last time they saw her.
Do you remember when we watched Freddy vs. Jason?
Oh my god!
We watched it. God, we're so lame. I don't even want to try to figure out how old we were. I
think we were like 15
yeah,
years.
But
so.
we built the pillow fort.
15
yes, that's why I said I didn't want to figure out how old we are. So we built the pillow fort, and we're watching it in there. And the little plastic house that's in the corner of the basement kept making noise. Like the little phone would ring or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my sister and brother had this little like one of those
house.
Fisher Price houses, and it had this phone, and it malfunctioned. It would just randomly just go off, and it went off so many fucking times for that movie. It wasn't even a scary movie though. I think we wanted to be scared.
Oh, totally. It wasn't
like Unsolved Mysteries where we were legitimately scared. We just wanted to be scared more or less.
But it was like the fact that we were in this little fort where the rest of the basement was dark, and then off in the corner, like the doorbell or the phone or something, it just kept going off.
It would go ding dong. It would say something. It would actually say the words ding dong. It would go ding dong. We were like, oh,
we're like, is
Freddy
Brayden in there? You should go check and see if he's hiding in there.
Oh yeah, we went to go check. No one was in there. But anyways, back to my point was that I don't get the same feeling from Unsolved Mysteries, but I do get this kind of creepy. It's like a fun creepy feeling. It's like oh my god, it's kind of like the paranormal right. And the aliens come down. The episode I'm watching I was really excited for, but it's not very good. It's about the Jersey Devil. They have it. I said the special effects were good because they don't really show much, but this time they try to show a little bit too much. It's like this little. It's like a pygmy man. It wasn't like a cool winged devil. It's like this little. It's like a miniature Bigfoot.
A miniature Bigfoot.
Yeah, this is here's the sound it makes. It was. I remember the devil had like it ate a homeless guy's foot or something, and they found the guy in the woods, and they were trying to figure out how it happened, and so Mulder, who's the male FBI agent, he goes and hangs out with the homeless people for the weekend in their little encampment, and he sees this little thing like scrounging up in the in the trash, and it's going meh, 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 meh. He goes, well, he's like, what the fuck is that? And then the thing scurries up out of the trash can once it sees that he's there, and scurries up a building, and he goes, oh, and the police come. And he says, "Oh, there was a monster there, I swear!" And they cart him off to jail like he's a homeless drunk. So this episode's not very good, but the other ones before that were really good, and I'm kind of excited. Again, it's not the same feeling as Unsolved Mysteries, but it's a nice, creepy like it's kind of like when I'm home alone, and my door over here doesn't fully go in the frame, so it'll randomly just and that kind of scares me. And I'm watching X-Files and it does that, but other than that,
is this from that episode? That
I can't. You always hold your phone to the screen like I can see it, and I can't because it's so glaring. Yeah, I think that's it. I can't really see, but I think that's it. Yeah, because what I heard from the Jersey Devils, it's like a leathery skinned, giant wings, something like that. But this is like a little mini caveman kind of thing. It just doesn't look very good. But the other episodes were really good, and I think I'm gonna skip ahead though to season 2, and because it's not one of those shows where you need to know. It's like kind of like Twilight Zone, like it's a different story every episode, you know. But what bugs me about it is that the female agent
Scully
Scully never believes Mulder. She's always like, Mulder, you and your crazy theories.
Oh yeah, she likes to play like the scientific, right?
But here's the thing: like the first 4 episodes, she hasn't been right.
Right.
He's been right almost every time.
No, it's the X-Files.
So I understand. Right,
you have to know if that's going to bug you. That's the rest of the series.
No, I know, but I mean, but he's been proven right about these things.
She's still calling him the crazy theories or whatever.
Yeah. They're still like, oh, you and your wacky ideas, Mulder. I guess that's why I think they call him. They have some stupid name for him, like Looney Mulder or something like that. No, Spooky Mulder is what his nickname is. I understand. I understand the rest of the bureau not believing him, but Scully has seen the alien shit in front of her face, and does not believe anything he's saying. It's like at a certain point you kind of have to say maybe you're right, or at least say that, or at least go along with him and be like, yeah, let's find out. But she's always like, oh no, that could never happen because of this and that, this and that. But yeah, I just never saw it. My parents weren't interested in it, so I didn't have any kind of connection with it.
Just Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, my dad watched Dawson's Creek. I love Dawson's Creek. He watched that. He watched that way after it started airing. Though, like he watched like in the 2000s, and it came out. Like,
do you know how he ever got into it then? Like what?
I think they started playing it on TBS or TNT or something. And I think he'd seen an episode or two, and he's like, "Wow!" Because me and my dad both have a real soft spot for teenage drama shows. You do too. Don't fucking laugh. You do too.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at that. I was waiting for how you were gonna word that.
Did you fucking call me out like that?
No. I love
Parker loves the OC just like I do.
I love the OC. I won't deny that.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I gotta say to the X-Files. It's a cool show, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it more. But I've been watching it while I'm working, and I kind of like got one eye on the TV, so I need to like fully immerse myself in it and just watch it in the dark and be mesmerized. I really want to watch. I've been in a real Unsolved Mysteries mood, but I have not been brave enough to put on Unsolved Mysteries, even though I know all the segments and all the episodes that I have on DVD. Oh, I know I did, but I did buy a UFO one though, and I haven't watched that one yet. I'm kind of scared to watch it, honestly.
I remember I used to watch like those TV shows, the UFO shows, or like the Bigfoot or stuff like that shows, like late at night when I was younger. I'd be like sitting in the living room and the lights are off and you watch it. They would make my eyes water.
Dude, forget that. I used to go to the library and get books about Loch Ness Monster and aliens and Bigfoot, and I would look online for pictures and shit. I was into it, but I do miss that kind of, that really like child wonderment where it's like it could be real. Like Loch Ness Monster, I thought it probably was real.
What is the guy? Is it the Peterson Bigfoot? Is that the most famous one?
Patterson. The Patterson footage. Yeah, that's the most famous one. But people, I think he even said he faked
did right
it,
before he died or whatever.
Yeah, but people are like, but I think he was lying. You can just tell it's not a human. I was like, it kind of looks like. I mean, I don't know.
I think it would have been better if he had never said anything, confirming or denying it at the end. But
what's funny is that I was watching X-Files and I was reading up about Roswell because I got all into the UFO stuff for a minute there, and I was reading about Roswell, and there was this autopsy video leaked from the Air Force that someone put on, and it looks really fucking fake. And these people were like, people on the internet, especially YouTubers, like, it looks real. It doesn't look like a human at all. It must be real.
Was it like moving during the autopsy or something?
No, it was dead. They said it was dead, so they're cutting it up and like looking at it, and it looks cool for back in the day, kind of special effects. But I mean, there's no way it's real. But because you just look at it, the face looks way too fucking fake, and it's like if the Air Force if it was real, the Air Force could take that shit off in a day. They could erase the whole fucking internet if they wanted to, But this guy goes, well, there's always like the people who believe and the people who are the skeptics and all that, the smarter people. He goes, the guy who came up with this, or the guy who made this video, admitted it was fake, and the person right below him goes, well, wouldn't you if the FBI was out looking for you? I said, you know what? It's brilliant.
Figuring it out.
Yeah. I want to believe, and I do, vehemently. Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, that's probably enough for the X-Files. That was fun, though. It was a good discussion.
It was good.
But
it was so good.
I don't know why I feel the need to announce that things were fun after we do them. I could
just in case people didn't realize.
Guys,
they were listening.
It was fun.
Oh, that's what that was.
Oh, fun. Okay. I'm not familiar with this emotion. Anyways, all right. Let's move on now to you've kind of got to know us a bit, but let's get really deep into our psyches now. Talk about how the movies we love. And Parker has his diary out, and he wrote all the movies down in his diary. What the fuck? Do you have a little journal?
It's a notebook.
It's a hardbound journal. It's just cute. It looks like you're reading your diary you wrote on an island you were lost on 50 years ago. Like, I remember when I almost didn't have food. You're like Tom Hanks, but with a book.
Yes.
Your beard is also long, so that kind of fits too. Regardless, go ahead. You start first.
I went first last time.
Me start? Okay. All right. Yeah, you did go first last thing. All right. So we're doing today top 5 favorite movies, which is not top 5 best movies. If it was top 5 best movies, or top 5 movies I think are the best made or the greatest overall, it would not be the same on this list. Can you agree with that, right?
Yes. These are, like I said to him before we started, at least my list. I don't know about his. It's the movies where we personally like enjoy watching them. It's the ones
Right.
on my list, at least. It's the ones where if I was gonna pick, movies to watch over and over again, that this is what they are.
I thought of it from a similar perspective. I was thinking Desert Island top 5 kind of thing. Like if I can only pick 5 movies to watch over and over again on a desert island, which ones would I pick?
Right.
And like which movies also fill me with like a good sense of nostalgia that make me feel good
Right.
and feel comfortable and like remind me why I like movies. I guess is a good way to sum it up. So I'll start off. My number 5 is an older movie. It's 12 Angry Men, which I think that would be on probably top 5 best movies list of all time.
That's an amazing movie.
Because that is it's a well done movie. It's one of the few black and white movies that I can show people who don't like movies and they get into it and actually enjoy the movie. And they actually say, "Wow, that's really cool." And there's so many cool scenes.
It's great too, and like you don't know anything about it going into it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell some things about going into it right now because I want to talk about it.
I'm not saying you can't tell them. I don't care about these people.
But I mean, the whole movie is set up, and it's just one room, basically, which is pretty brilliant on its own. And you can make a movie that entertaining in one room,
Right.
especially in a room with 12 dudes who are pretty old, and also it just looks uncomfortable in the whole room because it's so hot and like the fans are like breaking and stuff, and it doesn't look a great place to be, and they're also really pissed off at what's going on, and it's this rising tension of the racism and the weird notions and throwing justice out the window, and it's one of the movies that like I just stand up and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, America. I mean, it's not really how America probably operates, but in my perspective is I watch it and I say, wow, I want someone fighting for my justice that way one day, and it's cool to see because it's really cool to see he systematically breaks down Henry Fonda systematically breaks down each of their arguments, shows them how they could be wrong and how they probably are wrong. I mean, a couple of them are a little bit weak, like the guy who forgets the movies they went to. That's not as good as the other ones. But when he throws the knife down, it's such a huge iconic moment. And anyways, it's a great movie. And I mean, if you normally don't like black and white movies, I highly recommend you watch it because everyone I know that has seen that movie loves it. I remember you didn't really want to. I think it was you that I think you didn't really want to watch it at one point.
No, I'd seen it before that.
Oh, okay. Someone didn't want to see it. I don't know, and we watched it, and everyone loved it. And then I showed my wife that movie, and she isn't really a big movie person, and she loved it. It's just such a cool movie with a great premise and really good acting.
I'm trying to think who would have not wanted to watch that would have been hanging out with us.
It doesn't matter. Fuck him. He's not hanging out with us anymore, so obviously we don't like him that much. But yeah, I mean, it's a great movie. That's all I can really say about it for right now. So it's a good movie. Go ahead, your turn.
Did you start with your number 5?
Yeah, obviously.
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that.
Building the suspense.
I
Why?
don't know. I just didn't. I wrote a list. You start with number 1.
So go backwards then.
No, that's fine. Mine aren't necessarily in order. There's definitely.
Oh yeah, why would you put it in order? Possibly. Why would that even matter?
I mean, I'm saying like ones that I truly enjoy. Like maybe aside from number 1 or whatever.
You could it kind of changes.
They
on a
could
monthly basis
go
or so.
through. I mean, no, these are the movies. These are totally like growing up through these movies in different time frames. There's periods throughout my life where this was the movie that I watched over and over and over and over and over and over.
So we're gonna see you grow up through the like. Wait, does the list go chronologically backwards, or does it go? Does it not work that way?
No.
Okay, that'd be cool though.
I definitely feel like I probably look like 16 for all of these movies, but
okay. So wait, when you're 16, you watch these movies over and over again?
No, I'm saying I just feel like
younger.
younger. They're like a younger, simpler age. It's not like.
That's around when you met. 16 was simple. I think you're thinking like 14. 16, we got some shit when we were 16.
I don't know. I'm just gonna start this.
We're getting cars. You're driving around illegally in your car.
Hey,
it was intense.
I'm just kidding. I just kidding.
Get busted now. All right, go ahead. Number 5.
My number 5 is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
That's the best
right,
one.
I agree. And the reason that's my number 5. I loved Indiana Jones growing up. Like from when I was really really little, my last name's Indrabo. I had everybody call me Indy.
I didn't know that. That's
you
awesome.
Didn't know that ever?
that stick? I mean, obviously not now, but like, did it stick? Not when I knew you, but did it stick when you were younger? How long did
Like
that last?
literally,
call you Indy.
Oh,
like
no.
Fuck you! We're not calling you that.
That was a long time. This was like literally before 3rd grade. Like that. No,
age. I know, but how long when you made that declaration that you want to be called Indy from now on? How long did that last?
It wasn't like a "this is my name now." It was like, if you need an awesome nickname to give me, this is what it's gonna be.
No one gave it to you.
Everybody totally did.
But but how long? It obviously didn't last until 8th grade when I met you. So how long did that go for?
It might have been. I'm trying to think.
Right the day before I got there, I'll magically stop calling.
I'm trying to think when it would have like really died down. It had to have been closer to like 5th. It had to be closer to like 5th grade. I'm sure that's when.
Okay, that's a long time. That's a long run for a nickname. I don't know.
But so this is the thing I love about this fact is I realized like for the longest time I had only ever watched Temple of Doom. I had only ever watched Temple of Doom, and it wasn't because like that was necessarily my favorite or we didn't have the other ones. I didn't know I hadn't seen the other two. I literally did not realize that. I'd go over to the box, right, and then I'd look at the 3 VHSs in the box, and I'd be like, oh, which one do I watch this time? And I would pick the same one because it was the only one I had seen, but I didn't even realize that. Because I remember someone talking about a scene.
Yeah.
I was like a little bit older. I remember someone talking about a scene, and I'm like, they're crazy. I have no idea what they're talking about. And it was from the...
Indy says you're crazy.
And it was from the first one. It was from the first one, and I was like, how have I mean, I'd probably seen it like once. And that was it. Just the first time I ever saw any of them. Saw that one once. And then I watched the third one after that, you know. And that one was so great because it was completely, like, new to me. And it was a character that I really loved, but it was made at the same time, so it wasn't like the stupid fourth one.
One time, I called that movie... No, it wasn't that. I called Pirates of the Caribbean 3 stupid, and just smacked my milk duds off the desk, and they flew everywhere, and we got in a fight over that, because I criticized fucking your precious Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at age 14 or 15.
I really don't care about the other movies in Pirates of the Caribbean, but it was great because it was like, oh, I should probably be upset. So I flipped over your milk duds. Your dog?
What? Wait. So you decided to be upset? You just said, I should probably be upset about this. You didn't actually were upset? You just said, hey, maybe I should be.
Yeah, why would I care what anyone else thinks about movies? I wasn't really mad that you didn't like the third one. But this...
We said, let me do it anyways?
Yeah, you gotta have some honor, you know, it's like patriotism or something like that.
Like a samurai cutting his fucking innards
out.
You're defending and smacking my milk duds.
Your milk duds went all over the floor. Your dog came over and started eating them. And you stood up. And you're like, you're gonna fucking kill my dog! And so you were freaking out, and you like jumped. Oh, you like jumped on me, and you're like trying to punch me. And then we were fighting. And you walked into your room, and I picked up the glass that was on the table. And I threw it at your bedroom door.
Oh,
so it shattered. You like left a little mark in the door. You opened the door and you looked down and you're like, "That's from my mom's wedding!" And you were like freaking out because it was like a glass that it was so special.
I think I'm glad you told that part of the story because it looked like before you were just like an innocent child. Now you look like the asshole in the story because not only did you like decide to be mad, but you also
I flipped a box.
Almost killed a dog, and then you threw him a glass.
First of all,
a precious
all
glass
gonna
at
do
a
to
door.
a dog is give it diarrhea and throw up.
I don't think
you know
so.
how much
Mr.
you know how much they have to eat for it to actually like kill him.
A box of milk that's exactly how much they gotta eat. You dipshit. We're fighting again.
But it was just great because like, and then you jumped on me and attacked me, and you just tried to walk away. You know?
Yeah, well, 6 years later, we're finally finishing this fight. Let's go. We got derailed. What were you saying? You were saying Indiana Jones. Yeah, Last Crusade is great. It's much better than Temple of Doom. I think it's much better than Raiders. I'm not as big on Raiders as everybody else.
I'm not either. I'm not a super huge fan of Raiders, and obviously Temple of Doom. That's all I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, it's Well, if I criticize that, you're gonna fucking smack my milk duds out of my hand. If I criticize Temple of Doom,
I'm gonna show up to your house in 2 days.
yeah, I'll buy milk duds sometime. Yeah, I saw Raiders when I was probably 15, which was a bad time to see it because I'm like, it's a kids movie, and I'm kind of like a little douche about it. But I saw Last Crusade a couple years after that, and it was fucking awesome. That's a great movie. So good choice. All right, my number 4 is not gonna get me much street cred on this show.
Jingle All the Way.
No, that's a great movie though. The movie's making a comeback. We'll save that for next year for our Christmas. It really is. People actually like it now, which is I think it's weird because everyone hated it when I liked it when I was a kid. But I don't know. Anyways, so my number 4 is Titanic. This is one of those. Yeah. Just keep going. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
This is one of those movies that, look, I know it's not a good movie. I understand the problems with it. I understand. No, I mean, it for me, it's good, but I understand it's not one of the greatest movies of all time. I understand that it has problems. It has flaws. It is probably not even James Cameron's best movie overall, because that probably Terminator and Terminator 2 are better movies. But as far, like, this was, after Star Wars, this is the movie that I watched so much. I love this movie so much. It was this huge epic blockbuster, and it was, again, it brought me kind of from the more childish side of movies, and like the lightsabers and the Lion King and shit like that.
I think Titanic was the first, like, for good reason, like, I wasn't a child, first movie that, like, made me cry watching it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I remember crying because I was more just in awe of it.
It was the part when the water's rising in the ship, obviously. the water's rising, and Jack was handcuffed to the pipe. So I thought he was gonna die, and I was just like, I was over it. I had to excuse myself from the room and go cry in the bathroom a little bit.
and then the other room, X-Files starts playing. This is the worst. Yeah, I again, it's one of those. I feel like it took me again from like. It didn't destroy my innocence or whatever, but it did take me from this position of seeing movies as more fluffy, like popcorn entertainment, to seeing them as being something that could be realistically be art. I know most people won't think Titanic's art, but I think it is. And I think it's a great movie. It's nostalgia for me now, but I do love that movie a lot. I personally I see objectively flaws with it, but I personally, when I watch it, don't see any flaws with it because I love that movie.
I remember the first time I saw that movie, I remember I had a lollipop with a motor on it. So you push the button, and it would slowly spin. Yeah, I don't know why it needed to spin, but it did. It would just like.
Those are cool because you could put your tongue out and then just press the button. It would go, and you get like a lot of licks in a short amount of time. But what's that have to do with anything?
That was just the first time I saw Titanic. I had one of those.
Okay.
I was thinking back on it. Good times.
I know I've told you this story, but I saw that, and like I said, I'd rented a lot from the library. Like it probably had the coolest VHS set of any movie ever. It was that cool 2-part thing.
I have it.
You would shake it out, and it's beautiful. It looks so cool, and it's got the cool poster with the ship as the giant focal point, and like they're caressing and all that on top above the ship, and it has those 2 video cassettes in it. And that was the first time I ever realized you might have to like split a video cassette into 2. I didn't realize that, but one of the first times I saw that movie, I was in awe of Kate Winslet's breasts.
How could you not?
And I had a couple of friends that lived in the neighborhood. It was this girl next door and this dude.
I never knew there was a girl involved in this.
Yeah, a girl was involved. Yeah, so I had the girl next door and the guy down the street came over, and I told him about that part of the movie, the 2 parts with like the part with the sex and the part with the boobs, and before I knew it, I was fast forwarding through the video cassette to get to that part, and you know what a pain in the ass fast forwarding of like the VHS was, because you have to fast forward and stop and then check and make sure see what part it is, and you have to kind of guess in your mind how much longer you have to fast forward until you get to that point. And then you always overshoot it. And
I must have had more patience than you, because I hated fast forwarding and rewinding without looking at the picture, which is slower.
Yeah, it was much slower.
Because I didn't want to have to like miss a spot or guess where I was or.
It was just too slow for me. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle just watching it crawl by like second by second. But I would do that when I got closer, when I knew I was like within 2 minutes range. But I get to that point and I press play and we're watching the boobs and we're all just like, oh my god, look at it, and we're just like so enamored with it. And then I fast forward to the sex part and we were just so enamored. We were just all so excited, I guess, but not sexually. Just like, wow, like we're seeing something. We've seen obviously before, but like never really in that context. So the next day, I guess my mom, someone must have told on me. Now I think about it, someone must have told on me and said something to my mom. And she must have been trying to get me to tell the truth because she goes, I know that you guys, I saw you guys were watching Titanic yesterday. And I was like, yeah, it's a great movie. And she was like, I was like 8 or 9 at this point. I wasn't, or 7 or 8. I wasn't that old. And she says. Well, so did you watch the whole movie, or did you just show them certain parts of it? I don't know how she would know that without someone telling her. Now I think about it, I feel like a fool. I haven't known that all these years. But and then I go, no, I didn't do that. She goes, Greyson, okay, I showed them the parts with the boobs. I was crying the whole fucking way. Wherever we were driving, I was crying the whole time. For some reason, my mom decided to confront me on that when we were driving somewhere, and I was still crying when we got out of the car. She's like, shut up, just be quiet right now.
You little pervert.
Yeah, that was not my finest moment. And I kind of put Titanic on the shelf for a couple years after that.
It's a little too taboo.
I felt so guilty. But anyways, that movie, I know I can put it on anytime and feel like I did. That movie and the song Never Let You Go by Third Eye Blind instantly take me back to that time in my life, like late 90s. Those are just immediately I can go back and just feel like I'm fucking 8 or 9 years old again. So I love that movie. I don't care what anyone says. Fuck it. It's a great movie.
Nice.
Go Kate Winslet.
Nice.
She's still hot.
I was going to say, you definitely had a big old crush on her for a long time because of that. And
Of course, yeah.
And I'm not denying it either, but I just remember she was always, we'd talk about girls and I'd swear to God, she'd come up in conversation.
I've never had crushes on conventional, like when everyone was all in the Megan Fox bandwagon or Jessica Alba. I thought they were kind of boring. So you'd ask me that question, you'd say, "Oh, I like Jessica Alba or Taylor Swift or whatever the fuck you like back then," and I would say,
"When has Jessica Alba Kate Winslet or Megan Fox been on my list?"
Not necessarily on yours, but everyone else at that time when Transformers came out. Oh my god, everyone was talking about Megan Fox. I still was like Kate Winslet was way pretty because she's classy, and I always value class. But
my number one like hold true for like still the aging aspect of it. It's always Jennifer Aniston.
She still looks great. She's almost 50, isn't she?
I don't know, but yeah, just
great.
like
I don't know.
From a little kid. That's what I mean. Like the little kid crush, like first time seeing her on Friends or something like that through.
Seeing her nipples. Every episode of Friends, you can see her nipples. It never stops.
I wonder. I honestly,
I
wonder
what the reason.
Or like why, if it was on purpose, like that, it's kind of strange. But like if it wasn't, what? No one said anything to her. They're not like you might.
Well, I'm sure they did, but they probably said our ratings are great. Keep doing it. Well, I mean, why would you stop?
So do you think it was like that first time? It was kind of like whoa.
No, I think she probably said, "I don't want to wear a bra." She didn't feel like it, and then
okay. You read that thing. I mean, you read that thing where it's like,
but who's gonna say what producer, what Hollywood scumbag producer is gonna say, no, we need to cover your nipples because no one's gonna want to see that. This is America. Who's gonna say that? They're gonna say, yeah, sure, why not? They're probably excited that some actress is willing to show that because that's what you can get away with on TV. No one's gonna censor out your nipples on TV,
right?
But
it's like a nice little bonus. Did you see that thing where it was like George Lucas convinced I don't know why I'm blanking on her name, Carrie Fisher, that they don't wear bras in space.
He used
because like they could see it. Yeah, they could see her bra under the
her bra strap. Yeah,
the white gown. Like it showed through. So they ended up having to just strap her in.
Yeah, they put like aluminum or like duct tape on her and just tape those puppies down. I guess. That's weird. But they don't need space bras. Why was she wearing a space bra when
space bikini, you mean?
Yeah, so yeah, why would she wear like the brassiere part of the space bikini? Then what's the point then?
Know.
I don't know either.
Wouldn't that have been a
You're
great
number
scene
4.
if it was just like bottoms? Wow.
It would have been great. You're number 4. It's time for number 4.
My number 4 is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Good.
I think that one is like it represents all. You know how like movies, at the young age, like you're saying, children, they inspire like awe and wonder. I think that's kind of like my adult version of that, because I'm sure I would probably and always will be too scared to like try those crazy kind of drugs.
Yeah.
But it's like that's how I get to live, vicariously through that movie, and pretend like I know what people are talking about.
I think even people who do drugs have no idea the fuck they're talking about. I don't think that it's something that people are like, oh yeah, I've been through that. Oh, this is backcountry, and fucking swatting them away. But, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. That's just my adult, version of the sense of wonder. Kind of bring that in for you, for a movie or whatever. It's
kind of sad that like we've become so corrupted. We have to watch a movie about doing shit ton of drugs to be like, oh,
it's also,
wow,
I mean, I don't look at it and be like, wow, I wish I could do drugs. That's not even what it is. It's still a fun movie for me. I enjoy watching it.
There are some real moments of poignant reflection, though. It's like he talks about the 60s and what they're trying to accomplish, and how he describes it as the wave that crested but never really reached where it was supposed to try to go, and crash back on itself, kind of thing. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. Basically, he's saying that they're kind of wasting what they're doing. There's weird moments of clarity in it where he says really profound.
Yeah, it's like a really deep, superficial movie, which is strange.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
They're trying to be deep and profound like that, but their life choices, they're just not getting anywhere.
Yeah, and they just don't seem to want to stop doing it. That's a great movie. It's a really cool movie. I need to watch it. I haven't seen that in so long. It's so trippy, though. I don't know. But all right, my number 3 is a movie I didn't like when I first saw it. And do you have a guess what it is?
Python?
No, that's not. I like Monty Python, but it's not up there. No, my number 3 is Die Hard.
You didn't like that when you first saw it?
No, because I used to watch I'm watching a lot of movies when I was 17 or so, and I recorded it off of AMC, which was a big mistake because it's edited, and I was watching it at a certain. I didn't really have a phone back then. I'm not sure what I was doing to distract myself, but I was doing something else. Maybe I was like cleaning the house or something. I don't know. I was doing something while I was watching it. I really didn't get it, and and for like another 6-7 months I didn't watch it. And then all of a sudden I said, I think I got a Blu-ray player for the first time. I was working at Hollywood Video, and I just saw it. I needed something to watch, and I saw it on there. I said, I'll give it another chance, because I used to do that where I go back and watch movies I didn't like, and now I just have no patience for it anymore. I still haven't gone back to watch The fucking Shining or anything like that.
Oh, The Shining.
But I saw
there's a category we need to do one day where it's
overrated movies. Yeah, I need to watch Shining again before I declare it overrated. I know you've seen it enough times to declare it overrated, but I haven't seen it enough times. But Die Hard, yeah, I didn't like it the first time, and then I saw it again, and I watched it. I was like, how the fuck did I not like this? It's the most perfect action movie that's ever been made. It has every single element you ever wanted. It has a likable character. It has great action scenes. It has a super amazing villain. It has real stakes. It is real. I value realistic action movies too, because I don't like this like now they do the Die Hard's over the top crap with the helicopters and shit like that. I like the realistic stuff.
Right. It's not an Expendables movie where they just want to blow things up.
Yeah, it's just constant blood. Yeah, it's high stakes, high drama, and also just a great, well-made movie. So that's my favorite action movie of all time. And I'm not a huge action person because like I just said, it's kind of stupid and mindless. And I do like that at certain points, but I'd rather watch a mindless comedy than watch a mindless action movie. Right. I'd rather watch like a Pineapple Express than watch Expendables or the newest Rambo or whatever. Although the first Rambo was great, but I'd rather watch Pineapple Express than the fourth Rambo that has all the blood and the fucking cracking the bones and the shit like that. So
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I just heard it. It's really gross. I've heard it has a lot of
so you haven't seen
fucked up stuff in it. But nah, I didn't bother. I've come to realize that I have precious time in my life, so I'm not going to waste it watching a movie I know I'm not going to like. So what's the point? Right. I have a lot of other shit to watch, but. Yeah. Anyways, Die Hard to me is the most perfect action movie that's ever been made. There will never be a movie that's that perfectly made as far as the action category goes, and I love it. Bruce Willis, I don't like him really in anything else I've ever
I
seen him
don't
in.
like him in a lot of things either.
But he's perfect for that movie, and I'm saying a lot of things that are really obvious, but it needs to be said because he's fucking perfect in that movie. So, anyways, go ahead.
That is
your number
beautiful.
3.
My number
Thank you
number
very
3
much.
is Finding Neverland, and I think
good
that
movie.
one, definitely relates back to the thing. Peter Pan was always a big movie for me. It was like the stay young mentality of it, and so this is a great one just because the story is really behind it. It's not just the fairy tale.
There's a sad ending to that story, though. The one of the kids that he took care of, I guess you could say, the older boys in that family, ended up with another dude making a suicide pact, and there was rumors they were gay, obviously, because they killed themselves together and drowned themselves, tied their wrists together, drowned themselves in the river. So it's pretty fucked up.
That is
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't want to bring the show down, but there's a weird footnote to that story, and I think another kid in that family died in a really weird way too. But it is a beautiful movie, though.
It is, and
It's very sad.
oh, that one makes me cry too. That's a one that'll bring a tear to my eye every time I watch it.
I'm glad we live in an age where
And
we can
it's
admit
the-
that we cried
it's
at
the-
things and don't have to worry
it's
about it.
Not like any big portion of the movie that really really makes me sad or whatever. It's the exact moment, there's the very end of the movie, they're sitting on the bench, talking to each other, and it's right when
Why did she have to die?
It's right there. It's
It's a great movie.
that one.
You're crying now, aren't you?
No, I'm not watching the movie because it's a build up. It builds up to that feeling. It's not like if I just watched that
yeah.
scene, it
It
wouldn't.
does. It just has these cool moments. It's one of those movies. It's very realistic, but it has these little moments of the fantasy, the Peter Pan stuff,
Right.
and the not even just him writing it, but you'll see little scenes where, like when the grandma starts clapping for Tinkerbell. That's such a cool scene, and it's so beautiful. And they go to these little Neverland moments where they're actually
Living,
playing,
when they're
pretend,
living in their
yeah.
imagination. I love that.
Yeah, so you kind of get a Peter Pan movie, but with the adult aspect of it, which is really cool. So that's a great movie. I wish that Johnny Depp would do a good movie again. He hasn't done a good movie, and you and I both love Johnny Depp. He hasn't done a good movie in forever.
I know. I love
Weird.
Johnny Depp, and
Me
it's
too,
like
but what has
he's
he done in the
trying-
last 5
I'm
years
not
that you've
saying,
liked?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's putting out
Yes, you
great
are. Fuck
movies.
you.
It's just like he's getting stuck in the only wanting to do the crazy character roles. It's like it's back to when he was thinking, he didn't want to be the teen heartthrob or whatever, and he didn't like being, seen that way. So it's like now it's really getting to him for some reason, and he just wants to do the weird things like that.
Like that new movie, Mordecai, that he's coming out with looks unbelievably terrible.
You haven't seen Tusk yet, have you?
No, I know he's
So
in
he
it.
plays-
Is it any good? Weird.
It's definitely. It's not a bad movie. It's like the funny version of, which is not even funny, hilarious funny, but it's like the funny version of the Human Centipede is what I would kind of.
Okay. It didn't look. It looked weird to me. I knew that Johnny Depp is in it, but I don't know. Is he good in that though? Because I heard he was actually pretty good in that. Or is it just crazy?
He plays again. It's like super character acting. I think he's supposed to be French Canadian. I was half asleep on an airplane when I was watching.
He is.
And so I was also laughing at the people looking over my shoulder at this guy changing a dude into a walrus, surgically sewing all that stuff. And there's an old lady sitting next to me, all wide-eyed and freaking out. I was watching this.
Is this what porn looks like now?
I could get into that.
Is he going to fuck that walrus?
But they're coming out with a movie where, what I've heard are, the rumor he's supposed to be that character, that's more of that story of Johnny.
Guy Lapointe, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
That's cool. But again,
that's the thing is I don't know
think
if that character deserves it's like his own full movie like that.
I think when Dark Shadows came out is when he really started to get weird. It just didn't. It started movies that didn't really. They were extreme versions of what he'd done before. Actually, Alice in Wonderland is where it started for me, where he started getting really bad,
that weird,
making bad choices. Yeah, just bad choices overall. He hasn't made a good movie, I don't think, since then. I can't think of anything he's made since then that's been any good. His last good movie, I think, maybe Sweeney Todd, and that wasn't even like a great movie. It's just kind of a fun movie.
Right.
I don't know. Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. I could talk about Johnny Depp for a long time.
We should make a Johnny Depp podcast. All Johnny Depp all day. 24 hours of Johnny Depp.
I don't know if I could handle having an erection that long.
What do you think? See a doctor? What do you think Johnny's doing now? I don't know. Probably being really famous and rich and shit. You know, probably. What a cool guy. That's like 1 o'clock in the morning when we kind of run out of shit to talk about. But anyways, so my number 2. Don't laugh at me.
I don't even know what it is. Why you get so defensive?
I do. My favorites. I've been defensive about favorites. My number 2 movie of all time is Pulp Fiction. That is a movie that's, again, I've said a lot, but that was the real movie that when I think I saw it when I was 15. I got super into film, not movies, film after that, because that was a movie that just, I was like, I can't believe that something this cool, this well written, this well directed, and this well edited too is possible to be made. I was watching other stuff before that, and then I started watching almost everything. I bought everything that was critically acclaimed or that I'd heard was really great before, and I watched all Tarantino stuff. But that one, I watched it, and then I watched the next day after I recorded it. It was all uncensored, and then after I watched it a second time, I had my mom take me to Best Buy, and I bought it immediately. And I watched it, I think, 2 or 3 more times after that because it was so fucking cool. It's such a cool movie. How old were you?
Did you say when you think you watched it the first time?
15. Must have been 15. Must have been. Yeah, probably 15. And I remember. It's a funny story. I had you were spending the night at my house, which was just a frequent thing, obviously. But you were staying at my house, and not sexually. Well, I mean, we were a little older. We were a little young for that. The buds were there, but the seeds hadn't. I mean, they hadn't bloomed yet.
Stop talking.
That's probably like a flower analogy, but yeah, you came over to my house, and I was like, "You need to watch this movie. It's so fucking cool." And you're pretty much always down to watch whatever, so I didn't really have to do too much convincing. But you ended up falling asleep at some point.
I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the rape scene.
No. You fell asleep before that. Then you wake up. And you see Marcellus Wallace's ass getting pounded by the...
No, that's not true because yes. I didn't see that scene at all. And so when we watched it the second time, I was really confused. I
swear to God.
Because I hadn't seen that scene. And I must have just missed the whole chunk so it seemed together perfectly. And I didn't really realize I was asleep. And the second time we watched it, it's like I must have said something to you. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, because I was so awake, and you woke up, and you go, "What the fuck is going on?"
This is the movie. This is a movie Greyson wants me to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You said that you're convinced I was trying to. That's more subliminal right there. I was trying to subliminally hint to you that I wanted you to make, I don't know, I wanted to rape you or something. I don't know what I was trying to tell you, but you were so concerned that I was telling you that. I don't know what it was, but you were definitely kind of squeaked out with that.
I was squeaked out.
You watched it. Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Then you watched it. Well, you watched it with me like a week later, and you thought it was. Cool.
I did like the movie. I was just, a lot of times we hung out and it was late. Obviously, we fell asleep watching half of the movies we ever watched. What's really great is
yeah.
Obviously, we would just keep watching movies until we were, so tired you couldn't stay up. So that meant every time I spend the night or you spend the night, one of us fell asleep to a movie before the other one.
Normally me.
But we would both get so offended by the fact that the other one would fall asleep.
Yeah, well, because it's like you don't like my movie. What's wrong with you? Because I would only show you shit that I thought you would genuinely like, or say we're watching something we'd never seen before, and I was liking it, and you fell asleep. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm an idiot then because I like it, he doesn't. We were both very concerned about what we each
right, but it wasn't even that, which is so funny that we even cared. And it's the fact that it happens so often. Why wouldn't we realize there's a certain point 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's just the point. Yeah. because we didn't have the heart to say let's just stop watching.
That's
movies
what I'm
and go
saying.
to
We
bed,
would
'cause
watch
it
them
was-
until we were both like passed out. There was no like, okay, good night.
What are we?
My
You're
number
2.
two.
We're almost done. We're almost in the clear here.
My number 2 is The Dark Knight, and I know a lot of people think the third one's the best one, and I
No, and everyone I know thinks the third one sucks.
really.
All I hear online is about how the third one has all these nerds. All the third one has holes in it, and it has so many inconsistencies, and it's not like anything like the Batman character I know.
The people I heard must be different people then.
How did they put the autopilot back on it all of a sudden randomly? Oh, that's convenient. Fuck you, nerd. They said it in the movie.
No, the first one, was great, but you get the whole they have to put the background in, and they had to do that with like every Batman movie.
The origin story. I don't know. Every superhero, they always gonna do the fucking origin. We know the origin story. I know how Spider-Man was made. You get bitten by a fucking spider. Uncle Ben died. We get that shit. Just start in the middle somewhere.
Literally all of them. This is true. So you got that, and they've made so many Batman ones that we've heard the origin story so many times, and now there's the two main Spider-Man ones out. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you how many times Superman. At least 3 times.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those new Spider-Man movies.
I like those ones. I like those
good?
ones.
I don't know. I don't feel the need to bother.
You fear
honestly.
change. I know.
All right, keep talking about your fucking movie. Why The Dark Knight over the other? Okay, you said this is the first one. This is the origin story, so it's good, but it's a little bit old. You're kind of used to it. So why the second one especially?
Right. So then the second one, I really enjoyed the characters in it. It was it didn't have to do. It was just like a story about this guy that you don't know. You don't know why he's the way he is. There's literally no background.
Well, that's how the Joker's supposed to be, but in the Tim Burton ones, they made him so it was like, well, he's this guy Jack Napier and all. But in the real Batman comics, they never say what his background is. I mean, they might have done, but they didn't actually. His actual official background is not known.
Right. There's no official one, and that there is a line in what is it? The Laughing Joke? What is that? The Killing Joke?
Killing Joke.
It's just the line. It's just the line. Like one bad day can turn any normal guy into.
Well, in the Killing Joke, though, he says about 2 or 3 different origin stories, so he's just lying
right. That's
the
what
whole
I'm
time.
saying. So those are cool too, and that's what he does in this movie. He asks how you want to know how I got these scars, and he has a different story for whoever or whatever. But that one, I think, is.
That movie was so fucking cool when we saw it in theaters. I mean, all these movies most of the movies I talk about are pretty cool, but that movie was
the reason that
the magic trick scene we first
that
saw.
One,
was
that one was
fucking
so
cool
amazing too, because I saw it in IMAX. I don't think we did the first time, did we? But I saw it in IMAX, and those were amazing too, because literally, when it would show him on top of a building, like I'd get a little vertigo, which is a weird thing too, a weird thing to feel from a movie. Like, you want to take a step back and you're sitting down in a seat in a movie theater.
I mean, Heath Ledger, I was one of those people before the movie who's
totally.
like, he can't do it. He fucking knocked it out of the park.
I remember
dude.
when I first heard that, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, there's no way that they want Heath Ledger to be joking.
I mean, I heard that first trailer they made, it was just the Batman logo and like some clips of dialogue, and you heard him going like a little laugh, and I said he talked first and he did the laugh. I said he's just trying to be Nicholson. He's not.
I remember when you said that.
His own thing. That was wrong because he fucking did his own thing. That's for
totally,
sure.
Yeah, totally gave it his own interpretation. Obviously he's playing a character that people know, but he did it in his own way. And I thought the way they promoted it too was beautiful. Before doing coming out with
it was really viral.
More and more posters of like things, but like still we haven't seen his face. Still,
Yeah.
It was just like it was a bunch of leaked pictures of things that people just made up, and it wasn't even real.
I don't remember. I mean, I try to avoid spoilers on that, but I remember even all the teaser trailers. All the teaser trailers, all the posters. I didn't see his face. You just saw like the little silhouette of him, kind of like behind the opaque glass, I guess. But
that's one thing I didn't really realize until we were talking about it now, which is a fun thing for me. So many movie trailers, you watch them after you've seen the movie, and you realize they showed the whole movie in the trailer.
Such an annoying trend. It's so annoying. It's a new thing they're doing, but it's so fucking
That was
irritating.
a nice one where you didn't know the whole thing. Obviously they didn't even show his face, stuff like that. And it wasn't like it was a build up in the movie either. That was the opening scene. You find out who he is or whatever. But
so,
all right, welcome back, everyone. We had a little intermission there.
No one knows we left. I'm just gonna pretend like I know we didn't leave at all. My number one favorite movie of all time is. Do you have a guess? I want to see if you can guess it.
Your number one favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, so my number one favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. And it's interesting because back in the day, I always had top 5 lists going on or whatever, and that movie was nowhere near it. I would always say things like Pulp Fiction or Shawshank Redemption. We're always back and forth on number one.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life is one of the sweetest, most beautiful movies ever been made. It is one of the purest movies, but it's so dark though is the thing. It's pure and beautiful, and it's one of the greatest examples of filmmaking of all time. But it's so dark though, because the dude wants to kill himself. That's pretty fucked up. So he wants to kill himself first of all. Second of all, I mean, he does so much good for everybody, but he can't see that he affects so many people's lives. He thinks he's worthless more or less because he can't provide in a certain way for his family or for his community or whatever. But he's so vital at a community, and it's such a movie that shows you don't need to be you don't need to be on a reality TV show. You don't need to be a famous actor. You don't need to be a famous director to be someone who matters in the world. If you just help people and you touch all these lives, you're going to matter more than any of those people probably do. So it's beautiful. And you were talking earlier about movies that make you cry. I cry every fucking time. I feel it welling up.
Right when the little girl goes,
Teacher says.
No, that ruins it. That's what ends my tears.
An angel gets the swing.
That ends my tears. I wish they would have just cut that part out. But like, as soon as
I agree, it would have been that scene would have been beautiful.
Yeah,
perfect. Like if it just rang. That's if it just rang.
They had to beat you over the head with it. Like, oh, remember that we said that earlier.
You forgot.
We sat there with a 2 hour plus movie, a black and white movie about some guy who owns a loan establishment, and we're too stupid to realize that. I start welling. I started getting a little teary eyed, and then his brother says, "My brother George is the richest man in town." And I get sad because I'm like, he's just not rich because it's just the money. It's because he's rich from friendship. And I get so weepy, and I love it, dude. I love that movie so much. James Stewart is probably one of the great. I mean, he has to be one of the greatest actors that's ever existed. He's so fucking good in everything he's in. He never phones it in. He never just like Johnny Depp. He never just fucking just goes crazy and just keeps doing it because he thinks it's going to get him an award. He just does it because he fucking loves the movie. And Frank Capra is one of the greatest directors. I mean, it's just everything about the movie is perfect, and I fucking love that movie. And again, that's like 12 Younger Men. It's one of the only movies that I know is black and white that I can get people to watch and they'll love it. So most people see black and white and they just don't fucking care.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life. Everyone loves that fucking movie, and they should. Even you, I didn't know you liked the movie. You told me that we were doing the movie marathon, our 24-hour Christmas movie marathon. You were telling me that
that's my favorite movie in the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even expect you to say that. I thought it was gonna be something else completely. But
you thought I was gonna say like Die Hard, which by all means, that's amazing.
No, I thought you were gonna say Home Alone, possibly.
No,
I thought that's what I was guessing you were gonna say. But that movie is so good. I don't know how else to describe it. But
why would you think I didn't like it like that then?
No, I knew you liked it.
What would make you feel that way?
You just we don't generally talk about our feelings about movies that much. Like right after we watch the movie, so I just assumed you liked it, but didn't like it enough to ever be like, "Oh, it's great." Because you've always said, "Oh, Die Hard's so fucking good," and we always say how good Die Hard is, but we never talked about that. Right. But yeah, I knew you liked it. I just didn't think you liked it that much. But
I think the reason that we amp up Die Hard, not that it needs amping up or anything like that, is because when we're talking about a Christmas movie marathon, people just don't understand for whatever reason, and I don't know why people don't understand that. I don't know why that's such a crazy concept for people that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
To me, Die Hard is more of a Christmas movie than It's a Wonderful Life is. Because It's a Wonderful Life, only the last 30 minutes is around Christmas time.
Yeah, right.
The rest of it is just, the rest of it's just their life in general. Yeah,
completely.
But no one even questions that as a Christmas movie ever, which is weird. But yeah, I realize I have 2 Christmas movies in my top 5, which doesn't surprise me because I fucking love Christmas movies so much. So much so that I made a 24-hour movie
You're
marathon.
so cynical, though. You're so cynical. It's funny to me that like you would like Christmas. I don't know what it is.
But
And it's not like
I'm not cynical. I'm not really that cynical on the inside. I just say that shit because it's funny. But I really do wish the world was. I mean, I feel like in my life is more not George Bailey because I'm not saying I do that much for other people. But I'm saying I want it to be more like that than it is, and I think I'm closer to that than I am to like a cynical existential character like in like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I think I'm more George Bailey-esque, and I think, or at least I want to be. So. Again,
and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I am cynical, but I mean, my soul isn't cynical. Just what I say, my brain's cynical, but my human core.
All right.
Is all it is. All right. All right, now Parker.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid. All right, so you know, I'm gonna take a guess what your favorite movie is.
You already know. You already know what my favorite movie is.
No, I don't actually. I'm kind of blanking. I don't know what it would be. It's a Wonderful Life.
It's so obvious. And
Drum roll.
It's so cliche. My favorite movie is Pirates of the Caribbean, and it has been.
What?
For a long
Oh my
time.
God! What a crap show.
And it's only the first one. I'm not talking about the series. I'm not talking about through them. But that
it's a fun movie.
That's why that is the reason why it's my favorite movie. Like I've said that I love the Peter Pan story. It's about being a child. You watch it and it's so much fun to watch all this stuff happen.
You really are big into the pirate stuff. I was more into the Jedi shit and the or like the sports kind of thing. But you were definitely more into the pirate stuff when you were a kid,
right? Which
is good. That's a cool thing to be into. But I remember you had so many fucking Pirates of the Caribbean pieces of memorabilia in your room. I'm surprised Disney didn't fucking sponsor your room and put all these things in there because you had about 5 different Jack Sparrow.
And that's what it is.
posters.
And
You
I'm
had
not saying
the
I'm not
Liar's
saying
Dice game. You had you had the little compass.
No, I realize this. I'm not saying it is an amazing movie, and I'm not saying there's an incredible message behind it, and I don't think there's like crazy deeper meaning, and I don't, there's not a whole lot, like going on for it. Besides the fact that I think it's just a super fun movie to watch. It's it just makes me feel like a kid when I watch it, and I'm like, I want to sword fight someone when I watch it or something like that.
In the bathroom stall.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
We're playing pirates, bro. Come on. You start sucking them off.
Isn't that how it goes?
Or sword fighting, am I right? That's funny. No, I mean, it is. That's very sweet how you say it. It is very sweet how you say it. It is very.
Thanks. I'm glad you approve now after your big little
I approve
hissy
before.
fit.
I was just giving you shit because. Look, I can't tell you it's not your favorite. It's a fun movie. It's a lot of fun. I still like watching it, and I have a lot of good memories watching that movie. We never watched a movie together, did we? I don't think we ever once watched Pirates of the Caribbean together, even though we both liked it, and you liked it so fucking much. I can't imagine why we didn't watch it together. We saw Dead Man's Chest in theater together, and we saw theaters together. We saw at World's End in theaters together, but I don't remember ever watching the first one with you. Maybe scenes from it, but not the
what's
actual
really
whole
funny
movie.
is I think we actually you had a theater class with me once, didn't you? Once.
We had twice. We had theater class together.
Twice.
We had theater 1, theater 2.
We watched Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of Black Pearl, in one of those classes, but we didn't really watch it because it was so fucking annoying watching it with theater people because they were
they love to talk and commentate on it.
They were doing that. They're like, "Oh, I know every line," and like, "I know every line. I could recite the whole movie for you right now," but like,
you don't need to.
There's times where like. You just want to watch a movie, and I'm not saying I'm not guilty of saying quotes while watching some movies. It happens. You do
but
it too.
in certain company, like if you were in public and a whole group of people that don't really know you, or
I'm not going to recite. I'm not going to recite the whole movie. So we definitely.
If you sit with me, you'll say things like you'll say the quote because it's funny and you like because I think it's funny the way you say it or whatever, and that's what we do.
Right. That's
but if I'm sitting
different.
in a room with like 30 strangers and they're all like some of them probably haven't seen the movie before and trying to enjoy it for the first time, I'm not going to sit there and be a dick and be like, oh, Pirate's Life for me.
They were literally just like doing the whole movie with it, and so I'm sure that if that was the one time we watched the movie together, we were not watching the movie.
Yeah,
we were like talking to whoever was next to us about whatever, and just ignoring the fact that the movie was on.
theater class, we would constantly talk, and then we were supposed to be working on our scenes, and we would. I remember I had got an iPod around that time, and I bought a few episodes of Friends. We'd sit there and watch Friends in the back and not rehearse our lines, and then we did it all the time. We'd not rehearse our lines, and then when we
we'd
got
have
to
perform.
Yeah, it was like the day before. We're like, oh shit, we gotta memorize these lines. We would work really hard to memorize those lines, and we just fucked up.
It was horrible. It was horrible though.
We were pretty good. We were okay. I mean, I don't know,
I don't know either.
but I mean, we were then like the young guns. We were loose cannons. We'd like to work on our own pace. We didn't like to do what the man told us
It's
to
so
do.
sad that like I want to do something like I'm trying to do a theater major, and I hate the people that like come with it so much.
Yeah, theater people.
I don't know
weird,
why.
but
They all sell
really
themselves,
outgoing.
They all sell themselves as weird,
yeah, I'm quirky.
and that's what it is, and it's the same everywhere you go for theater. You don't like. I can be quiet and normal and still go on stage and act or something like that.
Do they still play those weird games we played in theater class, like the murder and the big booty and the ninjas one?
Well, like I said on a different show we did, it's a theater history class, so it's not necessarily like we're acting or like playing
Okay.
games or.
In the theater, it was born.
In the beginning,
There-
sit round fire, kill mammal. Me act for you.
Why would he?
Oh wait, let me. Here's my script.
The stone script. I think we got too drunk again at the end of this one too.
I'm not that drunk.
Okay.
I know I was
I'm
drunk
buzzed.
last time. Last time
really
was a
drunk last
bad
time.
ending because
Yeah, I was like,
we were having a hard time saving and converting files and
yeah,
setting
But
up
that-
drop boxes and.
yeah, that was annoying. Yeah, but that's I definitely can see your point, and I think it's very nice that you still love the movie, even though it's. I mean, it's mostly like some of my movies on here are not great movies, but they're fun for me, and that's what's important.
That's all that matters.
People
man.
judge movies too often. It's like you can't like the movie because it's stupid and it's not smart. But movies don't need to be smart sometimes. They can just be fun.
Right.
Like Titanic isn't a smart movie, but it's fun as hell, and it has a lot of emotions in it, and it just I don't care that it's not a great movie. Just like you shouldn't care either.
I
So fuck 'em.
don't care. Let's
I know
fuck
you don't.
everyone. We'll do 50-50. You take the guys.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So, anyways, this is kind of a long show. I think I'm not sure where it'll be when I edit it, but it's kind of a long show. But an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably less than that because we kind of fucked around for a bit. But this like I said earlier, I want this to be kind of a one-stop thing where we talk about cool movie news, or we look at trailers, or we might do film commentaries at some point, or we look back and talk about one movie we saw when we were kids and talk about different scenes in it and different things in it, and kind of see how it holds up, that kind of deal. Or we just do more top 5 lists, and we're gonna have some games. It's gonna be a lot of fun stuff. I just for today, we wanted to kind of keep it simple and just show you guys a side of our souls, bare our souls, I guess.
The inside.
The inside, yeah. So, and again, every week I want to do the, and hopefully you agree to do this. We watch something we've never seen before. So I want you. So I guess this week you can challenge me to watch something. I'll challenge you to watch something since this week we did it that we chose our own stuff. Or do you want to start out choosing our own stuff for next week, and then we'll choose for each other after that?
I don't know. We also did this episode quick, in my opinion. Like just getting into it.
Yeah, we didn't really prepare.
Not saying we're like unprepared, but I don't know. I'll think of something for myself to watch like this week.
Okay,
and then you do the same, and then
after that,
for the show next week, I'll come prepared with something that you should.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so next week, we'll say something we watched that we chose ourselves. And
Haven't,
then
yeah.
We'll be prepared for. Okay, so I need to be prepared by next.
You can even do both.
week
It's not like I don't watch a lot of
we can
movies
do both.
all the time.
That's fine. We can
know,
do both.
always...
I don't really anymore. I need to get back into it, but we could do that definitely. That's for sure.
This is a sad point when you have more friends than I do. I have plenty
No,
of
it's
free
not
time on my
friends.
hands.
No, it's not friends. It's just like being married and like also having a job where I literally sit all day and like look at the TV. I mean, my job isn't watching TV, but I work on the computer, and then I'm like kind of watching TV all day because I got nothing else to do and I can't move, so I'm just sitting on the computer, and then after that, I don't say to myself, you know what I want to do? Sit down in front of another screen and watch something. But I need to do it because it's something that I have always loved. I need to get back in touch with it because it was a big part of who I was, and it still is. I don't know.
You're really letting yourself go as a soul.
I think I'm too lazy to watch things I haven't seen anymore because I'm like I've seen all those movies a bunch of times, all these movies I like, and I just don't feel like watching anything I haven't seen before. So now I'm kind of happy I have to force myself, and you're going to force me to watch something I've never seen before. So, anyways, all right, I need to think of a cool, like movie centric sign off, like from the high seas and the low plains of Pelgandor from Lord of the Rings or whatever the fuck it's called. We say goodbye to you, but I don't have anything right now, so I'll write something later. But for right now, let's keep it simple like we did this whole episode, and I will say, signing off. It's me, Greyson Smith, and
Parker Indrabel.
And we hope you guys have a great time at the movies. That was stupid. I'm going to keep it in though. I like that. We hope you guys have a great time.
No one else. All right.